scraping blast out to the video board in left field. Gone, home run.
After cruising through the Motor City on the first leg of this road trip, the Mariners move on to Cleveland. Last weekend, these squads played 4 tight games at the corner of Edgar and Dave, with the Mariners taking the series. Now they meet again, with both teams trying to make the playoffs. Luis Castillo gets it started for Seattle in Game 1 next on Root Sports.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Crawford to first in time.
Mariners' final Eastern Time Zone road trip continues in Cleveland. Tonight, the first of 3 as we take on the Cleveland Guardians. Under bright skies, a little cloudy with some sun peeking through here at Progressive Field. Glad you've joined us here for Mariner Baseball. Mariners playing some good ball, too. Coming off a 3-game sweep at Detroit, winning 4 of their, make that 6 of their last 7. And a good pitching matchup tonight. A young man, Cody Morris, making his major league debut, going against Luis Castillo. Let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight.
And you can see Julio Rodriguez, Ty France heating up after that last game in Detroit. Jesse Winker back in there at left field. Carlos Santana doing the DH tonight. Take a look at Cody Morris making his major league debut. He only made 3 starts, a bunch of appearances out of the bullpen too. This is most likely going to turn into a bit of a bullpen day. His pitch count has been limited, plus making his major league debut. So a lot of nerves involved here for this young man.
Our first pitch is brought to you by First Tech Federal Credit Union. Julio leads off. His first pitch inside, and throw the ball aside to commemorate that for the young man, for Cody Morris. His first pitch in the big leagues. Good for him. Young man out of Columbia, Maryland, 7th round pick of the then Indians in 2018. 25 years old, 6'4", 215. Right now, Julio just taking a look, see what he has. It's interesting hearing Scott Service talk about, hey, we had to scramble, get some video, any kind of intel you can get on this young man, especially since the change was made late in the afternoon.
Yeah, we're scrambling too up here, trying to get some intel. You figured 95 plus fastball though. It's pretty standard these days.
Indeed.
His first strike ever in a major league uniform. QC Tracer shows that. Bottom line of the strike zone. Give it to him.
Julio with a monster swing, 2-2. Zach Plesac was supposed to get the start. Broke his 5th metatarsal on his right hand. It was after Jake Lamb homered off of him last week in Seattle, and he sort of went down into a catcher's crouch and he punched down with his hand into the dirt. Things swelled up on him the next day, and he's unavailable. Julio, line drive, base hit. Good start for the Mariners. Every day, continue to marvel at how good this young man is.
And getting the pitch up in the strike zone to hit. You know those nerves. He's trying to get settled in. Cody Morris slipping behind in the count. Julio makes him pay. You were talking about that Zach Plesac injury. The ground is always going to win that battle.
Undefeated, not scored upon.
Yeah. Take a look at the Guardians defense. Stephen Kwan, Benson, Gonzalez make up the outfield. Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez on the corners. Cody Morris making his major league debut right here in a pennant race.
Back in his comfortable spot in the batting order is Ty France, and if you were worried, maybe a little freaked out with his 0 for 20, worry no more. How about his previous 17 games for these last 4? He's hitting 097. The last 4 games he's hitting 533, 8 for 15, an OPS of 1696, 6 runs batted in. I mean, he has just been teeing off. High pop. Here comes the left fielder. Kwan calls off the shortstop Rosario. There's one out.
Yeah, you mentioned those last 4 games. Sunday back at home, getting that ball off the handle, getting up to first base, giving Christopher Negron a big hug.
Yeah, that was That meant a lot. And you know what? He kept his head.
Yeah.
Did a real good job. Here's Mitch Haniger. One out, one on here. Just underway. Home plate umpire tonight, Jim Wolf. Showing off the guns as usual. DJ Rayburn as at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and crew chief James Hoy at third. There's Mitch Haniger. First pitch up high. Handy coming off a 2 for 5 game yesterday. A double to center field in the 7th. An infield hit in the 9th.
You can really take advantage too, Cody Morris. You can already see missing above the strike zone. This is a situation you're not trying to get cute here by sticking with a scouting report. You're just trying to simply settle in and throw strikes. The nerves are running high, obviously making his major league debut. Trying to get comfortable.
As I've heard you and other former major leaguers, right now he's trying to survive.
Exactly. Once you get that first strikeout or get that breaking ball over for the first time, you can start to slowly settle in.
Pitch one after the 2-0 offering, found it into the glove of Austin Hedges.
Fastball's good too. Got a ton of extension. 97 EQC tracer at top of the strike zone.
Hey, give me your pitcher's perspective. You're making your major league debut, and they know little or nothing about you. How does that work for you or against you?
Well, I came in out of the bullpen. I remember facing Ken Griffey Jr. So it was just survival mode, like you said, Dave. It really was.
Fouled straight back, and I remember you get booed for walking.
Yeah,
too, right?
Well, no, I didn't want to get. I got booed for striking him out.
You struck him out. Okay, that's what it was.
But in my head, I was like, just don't walk this guy, man. These people paid a lot of money to come see their guy since his first time back, since being the Seattle Mariners. So, but I think for Cody Morris in this situation, or for Mitch Haniger facing him, you just have to get a good look. That fastball, see what breaking ball he has. You really have no information.
Full count here to Mitch with Eugenio Suarez on deck. Light breeze blowing towards center field. This field is below street level. Good background and batter's eye out center field. 3-2 to Haniger. Julio. Line drive into the gap. Julio in full throttle already to second. Manny waving him on as he gets to third. Haniger gets the Mariners going with an RBI double here in the first inning, and it's 1-0 Seattle.
And back to that point, absolutely exploiting the fact that Cody Morris is not comfortable at all making his major league debut. Gets a pitch to hit. You know you're going to see that 97 on a 3-2 count somewhere up at the top of the strike zone, and just tees off, gaps that ball in the left center field.
Folks, next time you come to a ball game, and we encourage you to come out, we got a lot of tickets available for you the upcoming series against Chicago. But you marvel at a lot of things with Julio. One of them is watching him go first to third or first to home.
Just glides around those bases.
There's Eugenio Suarez, team leader in home runs and runs batted in. He has been swinging a hot bat. Gino in the Detroit series, how about 6 for 12, a home run and 4 runs batted in. Breaking ball outside, so young Mr. Morris probably feeling it just a little bit.
Another part of this too, it's not like he's down in AAA the whole year, having starts and dominating. He's still coming off a back injury. He hurt his back in spring training, so it's been a slow progression. Here he is making his debut off a bunch of rehab outings.
Gino pulls one foul past Maniacta.
And on top of that, you have to face a very patient, they'll make you work lineup here, the Seattle Mariners.
Suarez tied with Rafael Devers, 10th in the American League in home runs at 25. Also 9th in runs batted in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Mariners last weekend back home in Seattle take 3 out of 4. And this good Guardians ball club, which now has a 1-game lead over Minnesota in the Central Division. Mariners won the first game 3-1, the second game 3-2 and 11. Cleveland won the third game 4-3, and the Mariners shut them out in the finale on Sunday 4-0. Out front.
First look at the changeup. Been nothing but fastballs. One breaking ball to Mitch.
Good numbers there for Suarez. So he's working a 2-2 count here. Haniger at second, almost hitting full count.
This is just straight, not getting that feel out on the mound. 3-2 count again. Eugenio Suarez knows he's getting a fastball. He can sit on this pitch. It's something in the middle of the plate.
1-0 early on here in the first. Haniger at second, 3-2 pitch to Suarez. And he takes a call, strike 3. He thought he had a free pass. First big league strikeout for Cody Morris. 2 down.
A good pitch right here, Cody Morris. Up in the strike zone a little bit, but catching that edge of the plate. And I think for Eugenio Suarez, how patient he's been and how productive he's been, especially lately. You know this kid's running on nerves. You know the chance of him throwing something in the strike zone, minimal. You get away with one right there.
Here's Winker. Back in the lineup. In left field. Hit it hard, and good hops there by Christopher Negron. Jesse's last action was Tuesday, went 0 for 4 in that 9-3 blowout win at Detroit. A lot of success on the road, leaving the yard. 1-1. Here we go, 1-1. In the dirt, Hedges has to dig that out.
For Jesse Winker too, I think it's finding that happy medium. He's throughout the year, obviously for him, you know, a down year for him offensively, but extremely patient. That's one thing he can lean on in this offense and how he can be productive. But it's kind of a happy medium, trying to figure out when I can get after a mistake. Especially this at bat, this matchup against Cody Morris. You know he's going to make a mistake in the middle of the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Jesse's best month, June. He hit 277. 4 homers, 14 runs batted in, had 6 doubles. Cooled off a lot since then. Trying to pick it up here in the stretch drive. Already today, September 2nd. Two and 2. Full count. Haniger's still out at second, trying to get him home. 1-0 on Haniger's RBI double, scoring Julio Rodriguez, who led off with a base hit to left. Winker, 3rd in the league in walks behind Judge and Bregman. 3-2 pitch. And there's another walk in. Haniger, that ball getting away, eases over to 3rd.
Again, we talk about Jesse Winker with the plate discipline. When you're making adjustments and then you're making readjustments back and forth offensively, trying to get going, trying to get some of that slug back. Again, you can rest your head knowing that you're doing everything you can as far as plate discipline is concerned. He's been doing that all season long.
Bat flip. I don't know if it got Austin Hedges, but it was awfully close to him. There's Carl Willis, one-time Mariner pitching coach.
Carl Willis has to do his best sports psychology right here, trying to get young Cody Morris just to settle down, do what he does best. the best version of him right now. They need it.
He's got a guy coming up to the plate one time. Cleveland player Carlos Santana. He is hitting without a doubt, Ryan, the best 197 I've ever seen because of his personality, his professionalism, being a great teammate. He might as well be hitting 697. That's how well guys speak of him and how valued he is in this ball, on this ball club.
That's a good point.
Carlos Santana, chance to do some work here. He's got 4 times this year, 7th inning or later, he's come up with game-tying or game-changing base hits.
He looks dialed into some big, healthy swings from Carlos Santana. You mentioned the sub 200. He's come up with some big hits since being in the Mariners uniform. Trying to get that feel though. Just the same situation as Jesse Winker. Ton of plate discipline. Trying to get consistent.
It's fouled off. Carlos DHing tonight. That 111 career blast here in this ballpark. It's a big year. He had 34 home runs for Cleveland back in 2016. There's our World Series year. He played first base. Came up as a catcher. Behind 0-2. Carlos, the 6th man to the plate here against Cody Morris. Scott Service fully expects to see a lot of a very, very good Cleveland bullpen. Both of these bullpens, as we saw last week in Seattle, are really matched up well. 1-2 here. Infield pulled around to the right. Inside to Carlos, 2-2.
Yeah, you get to that spot too. 30 pitches in. Obviously Morris not settled. You know that looking in that dugout, there is not going to be a chase here at all. You have to throw strikes. You have to challenge these Mariners hitters.
Really put a dent in this young man's hope right here on a 2-2 pitch. Infield, as you mentioned, pulled around hard to the right. And pulled a string on him, strikes him out. Mariners do get one, leave a couple. Off to a good start, a 1-0 lead here in Cleveland. Luis Castillo to make the start. The season and his 6th as a Mariner, looking for a 2nd Mariner win. Here's the lineup that he'll face.
You see Stephen Kwan, Ahmed Rosario at the top of the lineup. You see some big batting averages here. A lot of guys hitting well over 250. They make a ton of contact. We talked about that. One of the hardest teams to strike out. You can see right there, Stephen Kwan, 126 hits. Leads Major League rookies. Having a great rookie campaign, hitting around 300. For Luis Castillo, saw him last time against these Cleveland Guardians. 10 strikeouts, 4-pitch mix, which is absolutely elite. He's got the 2 fastballs. Changeup, in my opinion, is the best secondary pitch, but a lot more sliders of late. Take a look at the arsenal right here. 60% fastballs. He finishes hitters off. You'll see plenty of that today once he gets ahead in the count. Changeup 20% and the slider 18%.
Kwan shows bunt, takes a strike. And one thing about this Cleveland ball club, very difficult to strike out. They do put the ball in play and they will run. They don't hit a lot of home runs, but man, they are effective.
Yeah, they're built like a team from 10 years ago.
Maybe even more, even farther back.
So it's so impressive watching. I know Luis Castillo can punch a lot of tickets, but getting 10 against this team.
Fly ball, here comes Haniger. 1 out.
We talked about the strikeouts to the Guardians. 7 with the fastball. That's pretty stock standard for Luis Castillo. He essentially pitches backwards. The changeup, the 2 strikeouts, and the slider. And talk about last outing as well. Kind of a bounce back from. He had a tough one in Oakland. He looked really hittable. Everything was in the middle of the plate. Able to bounce back and have a good one last time out. Only 4 hits, 1 run. That was off a home run.
Well, he's got ace, #1 horse in the barn talent for sure.
Oh yeah.
Mark Rosario having a good year. Straight up in the infield and outfield. Bouncing ball. This will be Frazier. 2 quick outs.
Not only 97 too with movement. Those last 2 pitches, a ton of vertical, horizontal movement. Let's see, he throws a 2-seamer, 4-seamer at the top of the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes. He gets dialed in. It's a tough matchup for any team.
The other thing too is looking that he has thrown 100+ pitches 13 times already. I mean, this is a guy you can ride.
For sure, and I think that really plays big these last couple of weeks of the season. When you got a guy who can go 100+, that last part of that outing when you're trying to get through that 6th or 7th inning.
Here is the always dangerous and one of the most underrated superstars in the game, Jose Ramirez. Mariners have held him in check. You see the numbers right there, but leads the league in doubles, 285. He's got 26 homers, 106 runs batted in, and he's got 14 bags. I mean, this guy does everything. Room for Haniger and for Julio. Julio makes the call. Great first inning. Luis Castillo, 8 pitches and a 1-2-3 first. 1-0 Mariners. 3-game set against the White Sox. Monday and Tuesday are Mariners value games with tickets for as low as $10. Hey folks, good ball club talking about the Mariners. Come out and see them. Wednesday special weekday matinee, 1:10. Get tickets at mariners.com. Tickets, a lot of them still available. Same can't be said for the Atlanta series, so come on out and see your ball club. The White Sox coming to town, and the White Sox, best wishes to Tony La Russa, the Hall of Fame manager. He's in the hospital for an indefinite period of time, and look how they've fallen. They are sub 500 now.
Still a fun team to watch.
I agree.
And I'm kind of shocked too when you look at that 65-66.
Here's Adam Frazier sending one to Oscar Gonzalez in right field. Take one out.
Got the White Sox, the Padres coming to town.
It's a very good homestand. Homestand with 3 with the White Sox a day off, 3 with Atlanta day off, and then 2 with San Diego. Manny Machado and the fellas forever trying to chase the Dodgers. It's Cal Raleigh. Get your tickets right now, folks. Take a look at this Mariner Ball Club. We heard it last week from Cleveland people and hearing it again today. As Cal rides one right field, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Line drive home run, Cal Raleigh, his 20th of the season. Oh man, put some giddy up on that one.
Cody Morris came into this 2nd inning feeling a little bit more settled in. He can throw strikes, get a little bit more comfortable, and he just got hit by a bus all of a sudden throwing strikes. 2 good swings, even Adam Frazier, but Cal Raleigh, man, that ball was hit on the line. 114 exit velo, 21 launch, absolute linear into right field, into the right field seats.
Look at what he did, the lower half. He got into that swing. That was nice.
You see that home run pile, just home run tally, just pile up.
So it's where the swellment. J.P. Crawford top of the zone, strike 1.
When did the Swellmet come back?
Daeho Lee. A few years ago, remember the big Korean star came over?
Yeah, but it went away for a little bit.
And it went, yeah, when did it come back this time? That's a very good question. We'll have to do some research on that. Well, it was a great idea. I remember Daeho, it was just so funny to see him wear that helmet. It was great. I mean, every team has a bit. It's entertainment. How do you not be happy for that kid? Turning into a big-time leader, too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, regardless whether it's Luis Castillo or Robbie Ray, his buddy Logan Gilbert on the mound, what he does behind the plate now showing up offensively. Look at that, 20 home runs, too, after that April. Yeah. Sub 100. Right?
JP behind 1-2. Hits that hard, just foul.
Dave, I said this in spring training, J.P. Crawford. One thing, when you look at the lineup and talk about the depth after 2021, if you have a situation where a J.P. Crawford is hitting 9th, you know you have that depth piece. And that's not a knock on him at all when you're talking about his production. But that just tells you 1 through 9, you have threats. Now all of a sudden you've got Cal Raleigh, 20 home runs. Adam Frazier's picked it up the 2nd half, and now J.P. Crawford hitting 9th.
Off-speed pitch misses inside to JP. Julio's on deck. Zunino and Omar Narvaez, the other two Mariner catchers in franchise history that have 20 or more home runs in the season. Cal continues to lead big league catchers in that department. 3-2 to JP. Back after a pectoral muscle kept him out of a few games. He played yesterday, went 0 for 4, scored a run. Home runs just keep mounting for the Mariners. 5 consecutive games with 2 or more home runs. Counting tonight. 13 home runs the last 6, 26 home runs the last 16. 3 games plus 7 home runs, accounting for 11 of 23 runs. 3-2.
Yeah, look at that, 48% of the runs via the long ball. 4th highest in the major leagues. 9th pitch of this at bat coming up.
Foot tie right there in terms of runs per game as JP swings under that one. 2 down. 3rd strikeout for Morris.
You can see the pitch quality a little bit better for Cody Morris, starting to get on top of that ball. This is a slider right here. Excuse me, cut fastball down under the hands.
So young Mr. Morris making his major league debut. Plesac had to get scratched. Aaron Civale, he's also out. Cleveland's called up Xavier Curry, a right-hander, and Kirk McCarty, a left-hander from AAA Columbus. Civale had already missed 4 weeks with a right wrist sprain in July. This is his 3rd trip to the IL.
Man, what a time to miss some of you guys in that rotation.
Yeah. Minnesota has had a resurgence. Here's Julio. First pitch strike. Julio up in the ballgame. 2-2 pitch and a hard single to left, and scored on the RBI double to deep left center field by Mitch Haniger.
Think about too with the Cleveland Guardians, they essentially have to win the division because they're not going to be there with in the wild card either.
Staying away from Julio. 1-1. Terry Francona, one of the all-time great managers and good guys. Heck of a player at the University of Arizona. Good career in the big leagues, mainly with Montreal. Glad his health is back and he's up and out. He's missed some time over the last 2 years. Met him when with the Phillies back 20 years ago, and that's booted badly by Rosario. And he knew he had to hurry the way Julio gets up the line. That'll be an E6, and the inning lives here in the 2nd.
A little extra top spin on that ball from Julio Rodriguez. Just misplaying it. It felt like he was going to have it in the base of that glove. Another thing too, you mentioned it too, Dave. I feel like you got to rush just a little bit the way Julio runs down that line.
If you're an infielder in the American League and you don't know that by now, shame on you. Because we've seen a couple of guys early on in Julio that first month, and you get it in the glove and you look up and you're like, oh my God, he's 3/4 of the way there. Here's Ty France, flat out to left. This park is made for him.
That's one element of Julio Rodriguez that I hope sticks around. I know he's got the pop, but you really want to see that speed for a lot of years, especially in situations like this right now. You get 2 out, Ty France. Whether or not he's going, big leg kick from Cody Morris. Got to watch him over there first base. Changes the pitch quality of the guy hitting.
23 stolen bases. Boy, statue still for a moment. 2-0. Ty France, he kept the faith. And they had that one game the other day where Lance Barrett called him out on strikes and 3 pitches that were clearly out the zone. And he said, hey, they were off the plate. And he got run from the game. He said, then I gave him my money's worth.
I feel like in that situation too, where Ty was, and you mentioned some of the numbers hitting under 100 in that 17-game stretch, but when that happens, you know, you feel terrible. You don't want to take yourself out of the game in the 5th inning. It's kind of that rock bottom where you can sort of take a breath, look back, and stop overthinking, and we've seen that last 4 games.
3-0 green light. Nope. Ball 4. Well, this September we're wearing yellow pins. You see the umpires wearing yellows. Carl Willis, another visit this September. Join Major League Baseball in the fight against childhood cancer. Thousands of children undergoing treatment for cancer each year. The time to help is now, so visit MLBcommunity.org to learn more. Truly a worthy cause. Mariners got a chance to blow this thing open. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. France walks. It's the second walk issued by Cody Morris.
See Sam Hengens warming up. We saw him back in Seattle in that series. Big lefty. I think this does too as well. You look at that pitch count, obviously 49. He's going to be on a short leash. Puts a dent in that bullpen for the rest of the series as well. You know how good that Guardians bullpen has been. It's up there with the Mariners when it comes to production. But when you can put a dent in that, you lose one of your starting pitchers. All of a sudden, they're going to make it up in this first game. All of a sudden, you get to Sunday. Guys are a little bit more fatigued.
There's Mitch Haniger. 3-2 pitch, hammered a double, deep left center field. And Terry Francona was talking about Morris. He said he threw 62 pitches in his last start about 10-11 days ago. He said you can be sure we're going to keep an eye on him in this first big league appearance. He was walking out of our place last week at T-Mobile Park. Ran into Terry as he was going back to his bus. As Mitch rifles another one down the line. Julio scores easily. Ty France getting to third, digging for another double. In safely is Mitch Haniger. And the Mariners have put another one on the board here in the second inning. It's 3-0 Seattle.
Another fastball up in the strike zone for Mitch Haniger to absolutely handle. Cody Morris slipping behind the count. Again, you do not want to live there. See on the EQC tracer, Mitch getting his hands on top of that pitch. Sitting fastball too, knowing he's not landing any off-speed pitches at all. Already 2 doubles tonight for Mitch.
Couple RBI for Mitch, 18 on the season. Runners at second and third, a 3-0 lead. You love 2-out RBIs. Gino tried to empty the bank with that swing. Terry Francona walking out with him last Sunday at T-Mobile Park. Said, I like your ball club. We got the best pitching we've seen. Talking about the Mariners at starters and the bullpen. Gino behind quickly, 0-2. Cal Raleigh a home run with 1 out. With 2 outs, an RBI double by Mitch Haniger. 3-0 lead for the Mariners. 0-2 to Gino. Broken bat pop up. Center fielder Benson coming in. It'll be the right fielder Gonzalez. Mariners put 2 up on the board. Take that lead to 3-0. And as you know, the boys have been dealing out of that bullpen. Look at the last 7 games. 22 2/3. A 2.38 ERA, 21 Ks over 6 walks, and opponents hitting a .188.
You mentioned Terry Francona talking about the Mariners pitching and all the different looks too coming out of that bullpen. Whether it's velocity, Scott Services talked about that. Different arm slots. Eric Swanson with that split sub one ERA.
Josh Naylor, oh man, he dribbles when he beats the shift. Can you believe that? Hit it off the end of the bat. Got a base hit, first hit off of Castillo.
And you'll take any base runner you can against Luis Castillo. You see him throwing his hands up. I'll tell you what, the Cleveland Guardians have been aggressive against Luis Castillo. We know about the contact. We know about the foul balls too. Plenty of foul balls.
Remember that last week?
Yeah. It was off the charts.
His last start, double check this off the top of my head, his first 2 innings, 42 pitches, half of them were fouled off. Yep, nearly half of them fouled off. That's exactly right. Wow. Right? They built his pitch count up crazy. Andres Jimenez, the second baseman. Jimenez, big partner.
I think we've seen with Luis Castillo as well. I think he's at his best once he gets about that 4th or 5th inning. That's when he really dials it up. You know, in Mariners uniform, obviously the numbers have been off the charts. The strikeout rate has been through the roof. But to see the absolute peak of some of the nastiness of those pitches, gets about that 4th or 5th and just takes it up a notch.
Yep, yeah, an excellent point. And a couple of times we've seen him when it looked like he was in a little bit of trouble at last start, and even a couple of starts before that. Let's see. Okay, the focus just sharpened, and some of the pitches were just so pinpoint.
Exactly.
1-1. Looking to throw a ground ball right here. Mariners' best defensive team in the majors.
Seen a lot of fastballs. You will see more of a mix, especially second time through the lineup.
So he's got the count even at 2-2. Menes batting in the 5-hole. He'll be followed by Andres Gonzalez, the right fielder. How about the Guardians losing 2 out of 3 here at home prior to this series to Baltimore? And Baltimore is just playing out of its mind.
They will not go away. It's amazing.
Bringing up their top stud players, and they're delivering. Here's a ground ball you were looking for. There's a 6-5-3 double play.
Talk about the strikeouts all you want, but when you have 97 with sink, you're going to get plenty of balls hit on the ground sharply to infielders, getting you out of some jams too. Luis Castillo, and he's got so many weapons. Me too as well. You and I have talked about the presence he has on the mound.
Yes.
His shoulders back like he absolutely owns the place.
Had 3 brilliant games against the Yankees when the Yankees were playing at the top of their game, which they're not now. But he was, so you like to say, a little bit of shovage going on.
Yeah. There. In Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. Andres Gonzalez, 280 hitter with 5 homers.
You can just see that slow tempo. He takes a sign and goes.
His arm angle and the sink that he gets is pretty remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got that down, that low 3/4, and gets a ton of sink, and then off that changeup, you just cannot pick up the spin on that pitch.
Remember when he came over, I was talking to Adam Frazier, and Adam faced him when Adam was with Pittsburgh and Luis was with Cincinnati, and he said he's got that pitch to left-handers. He starts it at my hip and breaks it over the place. I got no chance. Come on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, second inning. Mitch Haniger, 2 RBI doubles and a home run by Cal Raleigh. Julio has scored twice. He's reached on a base hit and an E6. Foul play.
That's where he goes when he wants that strikeout. Up in the zone, 26 of them off the fastball since he's been with the Seattle Mariners.
Trying to put an end to the Cleveland second inning. Boy, Jam City. Bare hand. It's always problematic watching, not to disparage all these pitchers.
Easy.
I'll give you the Mary Had a Little Lamb version. Sometimes you just gotta leave it alone.
Yeah, and this is a situation, we've talked about this a lot. Come out of spring training, all those pitchers fielding practice on field 6,
right?
All March. Come in April, man, you're red hot off the mound, but it's September. You just don't get those same reps, and kind of caught in between trying to barehand that ball. Probably enough time as well.
And you know what's interesting too, when we talk about those PFPs, it's always comebackers, one hoppers. You got to hit the dribblers. Those are the ones that are killing you.
The play I had the most difficulty with was the comebacker turn to second base for the double play.
With the moving target.
Yeah, it was rough.
With the shortstop coming over.
Exactly.
You were left-handed, so if you had some, well, for you, it would tail back into the shortstop.
Exactly.
But if the second baseman, you got a problem because it can tail away.
Right, and like you said, it's a moving target, so you're trying to pick it up and time the throw.
Some extra pitches here for Luis. Richie Palacios, the DH. Swing and a miss. His setup when he does that little leg kick beforehand, I've never seen it before. Have you seen anything like that?
No, I mean, some guys have a funky way of getting to the stretch. I guess you can do whatever you want. Remember James Shields used to do that?
Oh yeah.
He'd glance over to first base. Or even Mariano would do that little toe tap.
2-1. Oh man, he threw that with some conviction, didn't he?
Yeah, spinning off the mound. 98. Getting back in the count, coming from 2-0. Again, that's just that presence too. All of a sudden he falls back 2-0 and he slows down to his pace. Takes that breath. He's not showing that he's frustrated. And he's just coming at you with 98.
Cleveland struck out the fewest times of any team in the American League. Juno takes a look. So he's doing a Sam Haggerty here. He got it! Haggerty did that yesterday in Detroit, and the screen repelled him, but Gino holds on, makes a clean catch. Well done. That we mentioned he's going to do a Haggerty. Well, here's first of all Castillo. Not one of his finer defensive moments, but look at that. He caught it cleanly and then used the screen as a brace. Yesterday in Detroit, Sam Haggerty full out, going for it. I mean, look at it. And then
trampoline off the netting.
And we first thought it was a catch, but when they went to the replay, and you don't blame A.J. Hinch for challenging that, you could see it got screened first and then went into his glove.
Yeah, you could see it, and we were questioning whether it was because the ball dropped out of his glove, but it actually did get a little bit of net. And you see Eugenio Suarez staying with that ball, timing it perfectly. And off the net.
While we're in break, he got a shot of Gino dapping it up with Haggerty. Haggerty like, hey, way to go. Taking a little page out of my book. Sam Hinchin's new pitcher for Cleveland. Jesse Winker leading off. 5, 6, and 7 coming up here for the Mariners in the third. Winker, Santana, and Frazier. Jesse walked on 3-2 pitch first time. Cody Morris. I remember this night, his big league debut. Winker, foul ball. Just tuning in, Mitch Haniger's already had a heck of a night. Plate appearances in the first and second inning. RBI double. And Cal Raleigh, one of the loudest, hardest hit home runs we've seen this year. His 20th of the season. It's outside to Winker, 2-2.
Yeah, you mentioned Cody Morris making his major league debut. Didn't go as planned. How you kind of dream it up in your head. Just couldn't get settled in. Saw that big fastball. It just was not comfortable at all. Mariners made him pay.
Nice pick there by Hedges to catch it. Real nice pick.
Sam Hedges, you see that big fastball from the left side, 96, 97. Sweeping breaking ball.
Hedges 6'6", 245 out of Maplewood, Minnesota. Ball 3. Cleveland's 4th round pick back in 2014. Last year, his rookie campaign, he went 1-4 in 30 games. He started 12 this year. 3-2, 309, all out of the pen in 44 games. 3-2. And Winker walks again.
Jesse Winker's been hitting lefties much better this year. Again, you got that 6'6" left-hander coming at you. Good plate discipline right there. Lay off some of these pitches. Some of those breaking balls. Get to that count. Get down to first base.
Here's Carlos Santana, struck out in a 2-2 pitch, stranding a runner in the first. field, straight up for Carlos. Slow roller, shortstop, Rosario. They get Winker. They will not get the back end.
See Winker coming and standing up.
Dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. I don't think he realized they're going to throw to second base in that situation. So they're probably going straight to first. Carlos Santana. Yeah, this is one of those plays where you go in. First of all, you see that slow roller, so you're thinking to yourself straight away, okay, they're going to, on the run, go straight to first base, and all of a sudden he's kind of surprised.
Yeah, surprised guy in the ballpark. Good reason you think he's going to go to first, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you see Terry Francona looking at interference right here, blocking that throwing path.
James Hoy, crew chief, working third base tonight. There's Adam Frazier. Jumped on the first pitch he saw leading off the second inning. Hit it rather crisply to right field, right center field, but it was run down by Gonzalez. Quick one to Adam. Ball. This will be 2. Santana will just get out of the way. They throw it away. Frazier was busting it, getting up the line. Naylor couldn't dig it out.
You see right here, you feel like you had plenty of time to turn this, get a double play, get out of the inning. All this does is tack onto that pitch count. They need it right now too. That bullpen's going to take a bit of a hit the first night of this series.
Keeps the inning alive for the Mariners. See if Cal can extend it here. That right-handed against lefty Henkes. Bullet home run right field. First time up. Haniger has the other 2 runs batted in. 3-0 Mariners. Third catcher, team history. Mike Zunino, Omar Narvaez. 21 home runs in the season. And he's got a good count right here.
Done nothing but that big, slow curveball. Cal Raleigh, he ambushed that first pitch of the at-bat last time out. Hit from the left side. Where his power side is. See 19 from the left-hand side.
And it gets away. Frazier to third.
That was just straight handcuffing right there. Henkes to Austin Hedges. Look at that. No chance. 97 into your elbow.
3-1 to Cal. J.P. Crawford on deck. Early lead in this first of 3 here at Cleveland. Mariners took 3 out of 4 in Cleveland last week in Seattle. Bouncing ball to the shortstop Rosario. Sinker, and that time Naylor was able to make the play. Mariners threaten, don't score, but have a 3-0 lead.
Ford Sports Desk as we keep tabs on the American League wildcard race. That includes Toronto, currently in that third and final spot in Pittsburgh tonight, taking on the Pirates. The game is in the top of the 4th. The Blue Jays with a 2-0 lead as we get you back to Cleveland.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Mariner fans in attendance. Always love that when we're on the road. Good number of them here in Cleveland. 3-0 lead for Luis Castillo. Double play, big help to him in the second inning, and Eugenio Suarez catching foul ball and bouncing into the screen to get the final out in the second inning. Mitch Haniger's doubled in 2 runs and home run by Cal Raleigh. Austin Hedges, the catcher, followed by Will Benson, the center fielder, and then top of the order, Stephen Kwan, the left fielder. So 8, 9, and 1 coming up against Luis.
Ton of fastballs early here too. Big percentage of his pitches, nothing but hitters. That 2-seamer. Only threw 8 pitches in the first inning, 17 in the second.
JP. Nice dig by Ty. 1 down. Here in the third, Hatback Bar and Grill and Steelheads Alley. They're officially open. SoDo's newest go-to spots for delicious bites and brews. Perfect place to catch this weekend's Mariner games and tomorrow's college football slate. For more info, visit hatback.com. And coming on after tomorrow's Mariner game, Idaho at Washington State, Kent State at UW. And Kent State not far from here, down the road, heading towards Akron. Will Benson. Steele, talking about this Cleveland ball club, tough to strike out. He's getting the job done right now. He's not getting a lot of strikeouts. None to this point. These guys put the ball in play.
Yeah, a lot of ground balls too. And that's one weapon for Luis Castillo. Just the movement on that fastball, on that 2-seamer. If you're going to swing, you can pound that thing into the ground.
Three and 1. Here's how they play young Mr. Benson. Everybody pull around to the right. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. He's right back where he wants to be. 3 and 2. Rare walk. 1 out, 1 on, 3rd inning, and now time for a word from the Redmond Police Department.
Inspired by a bold belief in the dignity of every person, the Redmond Police Department are leaders in our community, guided by respect, professionalism, and dedication. Being a member of the Redmond Police Department truly is our calling.
1 out, 1 on, 3rd inning. Luis Castillo, his first walk. Luis this season, that's only his 9th walk since becoming a Mariner. His 37th on the season. This is 20th start overall. 5 and 5 with overall, and he's 4 and 4 in Cincinnati. Got a double play to get him out of some possible trouble last inning. Top hitter here, Stephen Kwan.
Davis, a team that will run as well. Plenty of speed, plenty of contact, obviously, but plenty of speed too up and down the lineup. Will Benson over there at first base. You see Luis Castillo thrown over. Important to hold runners on here, especially with the lineup turned back over.
They're 3rd in the league behind the Rangers and Royals in stolen bases. Fly ball, left field, Winker. So 2 outs here in the 3rd. And how did the Walt Disney Studios help America win the war? We'll find out in the new exhibit at the Museum of Flight, the Walt Disney Studios and World War II. It's now open. Brings up Ahmed Rosario. Grounded out to second. First time up. Breaking ball for strike. Baltimore Ball Club leading again. They're at home against Oakland, leading 2-0, bottom 4. Julio giving some ground. He's right there. Gave it a pretty good ride, but not good enough. Luis keeps him in the ballpark. Mariners lead still stays at 3-0. We're done. We salute, a lot of people do, salute George Kirby, American League August Rookie of the Month. The numbers are fabulous.
Yeah, big congratulations to George Kirby. How good has he been, too? I mean, you go back to around the time of the All-Star break, you knew you had to start figuring out some of the limitations with him, how deep he was going to go into the innings allotment for him as far as how hard can you push him. But I think the Mariners have gotten some luck lately. Obviously, the big score the other night at Detroit, giving him a chance just to go 5 innings.
At that point, they said, hey, we got a luxury here. We can save a few tosses here.
Yeah, and I think, too, with George Kirby, how big of an impact he has already been. All of a sudden now he's a factor. He's a guy that you're going to need down the stretch. So they're going to really figure out the way they're going to do it. But he doesn't look like he's slowing down at all.
Not even close. Menez underhand scoop. Jake Peace retired. Back to the top of the order, and here's Julio for the 3rd time already. We're just in the 4th inning. Reached on a base hit to left on a 2-2 pitch to open up the ball game. Then came around to score on the Haniger double and reached on an E6 in the 2nd inning, and again rinse and repeat, a Haniger double.
Julio getting 2 pitches he can definitely handle out and away, getting those hands out, getting extended. One thing you notice even in the Detroit series and the series back with the Guardians back in Seattle, teams are starting to pitch him in a ton. In on the hands, the swing rate is going up inside part of the plate.
First pitch strike.
And that's a pitch right there. Even though it's 96, top of the strike zone, he can get to with ease.
He's seen it. He remembers everything. Pull the string on him. 0-2.
That's that big curveball. 81 miles per hour. Really nothing you can do with this. That's a tough pitch. Impressive thing too with Julio. He's aged 21 years old. The league obviously everyone knows who you are. Obviously you're already a superstar and everything else that goes with it. So the book gets bigger as far as the scouting report goes.
Hedges throws the first to complete it. Hentges his first strikeout.
Another tough pitch too. It just got even better. Expanded the strike zone. 82% EQC tracer. But I think with Julio, one thing that you see with him, the ability to make adjustments, which is really rare at his age.
21 years old. Remarkable.
You think about it too. Other 21-year-olds who come up or rookies, they're not under the microscope the same way Julio is. Number one, because of the performance already. And number two, everyone knows who he is.
And he's going to be in Seattle for a long time, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotta like the sound of that.
I was so happy when that happened. Couldn't tell you.
Ty France, strike one. Blue Jays will be keeping an eye on them and the Orioles. There's 2 games up on the Blue Jays. Baltimore starting tonight, a game and a half back. Take a look at the wild card numbers. Yes, sir. September 2. Seems like there is a lot riding on every pitch, every day, every game.
Yeah, you can never get sick of looking at that AL wildcard graphic on your screen. Keep checking it. Every time the Mariners bank another W, you check and see who's slipping away, who's staying there. This is fun though. Dave, you mentioned all of a sudden early September when we're in this position. Look at the Detroit Tigers back at their place a couple days ago. How tough that is.
That's down the line, backhanded by Ramirez. Going to throw in time. 1-2-3 in the 4th. Mariners on top. .org/GoEms to win tickets, signed gear, and to watch batting practice on the field at an upcoming game. waxing moon here in Cleveland, hard by the shore of Lake Erie. Castillo is going to have to face 3, 4, and 5 here in the home fourth in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, Andres Jimenez. Ramirez flied out to center first time. Truly great all-stars in the game. Back to a breaking ball for strike one.
It's getting about that point two in that pitch count. We talked about this in the second inning. All of a sudden he starts taking it up a notch. You'll see him pitch backwards a little bit more.
I had one coach describe that he battles like crazy against your 3, 4, 5 and almost spits on 7, 8, 9. He just doesn't just goes right after it. He'll use all his craftiness right here.
You see this same spot down and away. He went change up, slider. This last one, the EQC trace it down and away. This is another slider. Talk about pitching backwards. Finishing guys off with that fastball up in the zone just like that.
And hitting. And he didn't hit him, hit the bat. He's still good to go. That was weird. Okay, tell me the last time you saw that.
I don't think this hit anything at all.
Let's see.
He just tossed the bat out of the way.
Oh, okay. I heard a sound. It sounded like it hit. And him reaching there.
Look at that contact. You talked earlier about Jose Ramirez and the pop too, but what about some of the contact? I mean, that's 98, well outside the strike zone. Able to put bat on. We saw that against Andres Munoz back in Seattle. One time Andres got touched up.
Yeah, that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
2-2. Full count to Ramirez.
Yeah, you're right there. In the middle of this order, all of a sudden he's starting to dial it up. 99 mile per hour fastball, missing out away.
Payoff. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Jose Ramirez, strikeout victim. First one tonight for Luis Castillo. One down, fourth inning.
And this just is not fair at all. 91 mile per hour changeup just disappearing halfway to the plate. And again, when you have Jose Ramirez swinging like that, you know it is next level filth from Luis Castillo.
That is an amazing pitch.
The other thing that does as well, all of a sudden you see guy Jose Ramirez, if you sit in the top step of that dugout, you're like, man, all right, what was that pitch? Change up, you ask him about it. If he gives you, yeah, that was filthy, it just sends that ripple effect down the lineup in the dugout.
A lot of guys watching going, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's found it. Yankees and Rays still scoreless, fourth inning. Andrew Benintendi undergoing x-rays on a right wrist injury. Yankee outfield. One to Naylor, base hit to left field his first time up. And he shoots that one up the middle. Second time he's beaten the shift. First time it was a little bleeder. That one's hit pretty hard. And now a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Mix Good sauce with my new spicy Good sauce for spicy good sauce.
One out, one on. The Cleveland Guardians starting today, one-game lead in the American League Central. Andres Jimenez, happy 24th birthday to him. Eric Swanson turning 29 today. Swanson been pretty much unhittable most of the year.
And he was getting some love on MLB Network today.
Yeah, he did. I like all our national brethren. Hey, you guys are pretty good.
Yeah, starting to pay attention.
Ryan Shaw, the veteran right-hander, second tour of duty with Cleveland, a short time with the Mariners. Fouled back. I was on with Steve Phillips and Eduardo Perez on their Sirius XM MLB radio network spot today. And glad to have you back in the Eastern time zone so we don't have to try to wake you up. But you got a good ball club. It's like, yeah. They like a lot of the things, particularly the pitching and the job Scott Services do.
Yeah, you mentioned that the time difference. So a lot of people staying up late to watch the Seattle Mariners. They're a threat. Back to that postseason.
Want to end this drought. 0-1's a long time ago. 1-2 pitch here to Jimenez. Fouled it off.
Just get to that first wild card spot. Host that 3-game series in Seattle.
And that was one of the things that Steven and Eduardo were asking about. You know, what's the mood in Seattle? And I told them about the crowds we had last weekend for each one. If that's any indication, that'll be one of the toughest tickets to get in the history of the Pacific Northwest. The Mariners were to get that, you know, the 4 seed and be able to host.
Yeah, it was pretty insane that weekend. Brad Adam and myself heading around, you know, on the concourse to get out to center field to get out and do the pregame show.
Okay.
Man, it was shoulder to shoulder, and everyone was so excited. And it reminded me a lot of the last weekend of the season
last year,
where everyone was just riding that high, especially obviously the Ichiro weekend. Man, if that is any indication how much fun that would be, host that first series.
On 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Edgar takes a look, nothing doing there.
And of course, Brad Adam was getting stopped for photos every 2 seconds. Celebrity, you know.
And the other thing, you mentioned it earlier, keep hearing a lot of people said, hey man, we don't want to play you guys in the playoffs, not with that pitching staff. And pitching and defense obviously had a premium during the playoffs.
Yeah, you see the Guardians are center right now. You got Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray tomorrow night.
1-2 pitch. Ooh, that did hit him. Cal making a plea to Jim Wolf that he did not move. Jim Wolf not buying it.
Yeah, it looks like he leaned into it a little bit. You can even see on the EQC tracer that ball is inside the strike zone.
No attempt to move.
So Scott Service out talking to Jim Wolf right now. No attempt to move. You kind of question Cal Raleigh. Did he lean into it? Did he drop that shoulder in?
But let's see. Oh, he volunteered his hand. Look at that. Are you kidding? Can't. No wonder Cal has some beef. Can't be challenged. Can't go to replay on that. That needs to be added to the books for next season.
I mean, do what you got to do against Luis Castillo, but man, dropping your hand in there like that. I mean, that pitch, like the tracer, EQC tracer shows everything you need to see if the ball was over the plate.
Boy, Cal was vehement. Now I know why. I have to take a look at it the second time. And that hand clearly came off the bat.
Right.
Wow. Here's Andres Gonzalez. So Jimenez works his way on, breaks a tying run to the plate. I mentioned this last week on air, Ryan. Gonzalez looks like a young Dave Winfield, same body type, way out front.
His presence in the box, 60 feet away, pitching against him. That was one thing I noticed when I first got called up to the big leagues. I felt like everyone was bigger. Everyone just filled up the batter's box so much more.
Swing and a miss. Batting 0-2.
2 good changeups, middle of the plate, but just that arm speed fooling Gonzalez.
0-2 pitch.
Did a good job to put bat on that ball, especially after you see 2 pitches mid-80s. All of a sudden you see 97 at the top of the strike zone from that arm slot, that approach angle right there as well.
Oh-2 trying to put him away. And he does.
And we talked about that changeup to Jose Ramirez. Some of the secondary stuff that Luis Castillo has. This time a slider to Gonzalez. This is where Luis Castillo is at his best. All of a sudden he's hitter batter, runner in scoring position. The tempo doesn't change. Heart rate doesn't go up too much. He just continues to make pitches.
Pete Woodworth, the pitching coach, I asked him, I said, who's got the best heart rate? He said, by far this guy. I said, it's not close.
Unreal.
And he is not phased, there's Pete.
It's like he's throwing a bullpen session at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Here's Richie Palacios. Good line, ball one. Palacios is one that hit the foul ball that Gino caught and then bounced in and into the screen on the third base side. Back in the second inning. A lot of traffic here for Cleveland. 1-1. One and one. Two-hour left. Back into one of the pre and post game radio booth for the Guardians.
And right now there's just too many options Luis Castillo has to put Palacios away. You have to protect against. Just seen Gonzalez go down with a slider. You see the change up to Ramirez. Fastball up in the strike zone.
1-2 pitch, a little comebacker. And Luis, little bowling toss over. He fields his position and points to Pete Woodward, having a good laugh. Here's a special look. It's in left field, eh?
Look at this. What's he grabbing? Grabbing the phone from the youngster.
Look what I found.
Magician. Her head is spinning right now. Hold on a minute. How did my phone get down there? Look at that. Jesse Winker.
Peekaboo.
She's going to be thinking about this for the next couple of days unless Dad tells her, hey, how do you get my phone?
Well, right now her phone's going to be blowing up because everybody saw it.
Right. Too much fun happening in that dugout.
Professional prankster. That's a beauty. And you know how terrifying it is to misplace your phone.
Right.
So just for that moment, he scared the daylights out of that young lady. Mitch Haniger, what a night already.
Well, hopefully Dad is filtering on the joke.
And has a good sense of humor, yeah. Couple of RBI doubles for Mitch. Got those off of Cody Morris, who started the game. Zach Plesac. Bone problem as he punched the ground after giving up a home run to Jake Lamb last week in Seattle. With Brian Shaw on the mound here now for Cleveland.
We talked about this earlier. I mean, man, how regrettable do you have to just making that move, just punching the ground? Like we said, the ground is never going to lose that battle. But Terry Francona, man, thinking about him, and then obviously losing Savali as well. We saw Savali last week. Good outing, big breaking ball. But losing starting pitching this time of year.
Find a punching bag. There's a heavy bag once you go down into the tunnel back home in Seattle. There should be signs along the dugout. Do not punch the wall.
Yeah, I've lit that punching bag down there at T-Mobile Park a couple times.
Leave a mark. 3-2.
Throwing a couple of knees and kicks into it as well. There's been some frustrating.
You know, right? Whatever you got to do.
That's right.
To get it out of the system. That's not a bad deal. Swing and a miss. How about last Saturday against the Guardians back home in Seattle? We're talking about. Look at this. He's going to boom right there.
Yeah,
that was not a good move.
That stings. Have to strap that up right away.
Oh, it's painful just to watch.
And you lose sleep over that too. If you're a pitcher, you do something. I get it. It's instinctual. You're upset. You're frustrated. Adrenaline's running through you. He was throwing a good game too. Obviously, that changeup's a pitch he'd been struggling with. Gives up a home run. Just the heat of the moment. But I guarantee you, days after that, you're losing sleep, knowing you've let your team down as well. Especially tonight too. You're supposed to make your start tonight, obviously. You watch Cody Morris come up, make that start, and let you guys down.
I can only imagine. Well, I can pretty good idea what Terry and some of the boys might have said. I can only imagine if he's married what his wife must have said.
Right. For sure. Going home, hand in the cast.
What happened here? Well, I punched the ground. No, seriously, what'd you do? No, I punched the ground. There's Gino. Strikeout looking at a fly to right. 2-1.
Brian Shaw with that 90-93, nothing but cut fastballs. That's his game. We saw him in a Mariners uniform. It was going to be a good pickup, but he really struggled.
It's amazing how that happened. If you thought maybe he would be out of the game after that, this one skied. Center fielder Benson, right fielder Gonzalez. It'll be Gonzalez. Now, if you had told me that his career might have been over after that stint in Seattle, which was he went 1-0 in 6 games with an 18 ERA. He only pitched 6 innings, but gave up 13 hits, 12 runs, all earned.
Yeah, I remember watching him in a Cleveland uniform. Had some time with Colorado too.
Yeah, no, he had some good years.
Yeah, he really did. And then just seeing him with your home ball club and all of a sudden struggle to figure it out. And like you said too, all of a sudden you get that DFA and you're thinking to yourself, man, is this time? Do I hang it up? But here he is back with the Guardians.
There's Winker down in that same area where he's playing a little hide the phone game down there in left field. Shaw 3 times, now 4 times has led the league in appearances, and there's the young lady and her dad.
She's still trying to get answers. What happened? How did you get my phone?
I bet she'll put her phone in her pocket.
Right.
Hedges has some good hands back there. He's made some nice picks. 1-1. Winker's walked twice. Got the count, worked the count full both times. Ryan Shaw, 34 years old, out of Livermore, California, the Long Beach State. 12th big league season.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, you know you're going to get that fastball bearing in on your hands, that cut. Just not a whole lot you can do with it. It's well executed.
Great defenders right side of the infield. Jesse pounds it into the ground. Naylor's right there. Shaw covering. Now 1-2-3 fifth. Mariners got a run in the first, 2 in the third. Lead at 3-0. Canned cocktails from Heritage Distilling Company. Simple but not basic. Mariners with an early lead. Mitch Haniger's doubled in 2 runs and a home run by Cal Raleigh. Luis Castillo throwing a beauty. Here's the playoff postseason format. 12 total teams going to make it. 3 division winners, 3 wild cards each league. First round buys, 2 division winners with the best records in each league. Best of 3 first round series. Division winner number 3 against wild card 3 and wild card 1 against wild card 2. Your hopes and wishes, you want wild card 1 to get that home field in those games. Wild card 1-2 winner most likely go to Houston.
That's a tough matchup for these Mariners. We've seen that this year.
Oy, oy, oy. feel like to call an understatement.
Especially for Robbie Ray as well. So one team that's just giving him all kinds of trouble.
Everybody has a team like that, right? There's a guy or a team.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think some of it's in your head, but I just think whether they see him well, maybe they see something he's tipping his pitches or whatever it may be. Definitely no tipping pitches on that slider. That 87. Another punch out for Luis Castillo.
It's his third tonight.
You see Trace has this just diving below the strike zone. I think for the Cleveland Guardians too, they had their chance against Luis Castillo. We talked about how he tiles it up, gets about mid-range in that pitch count. Took him 25 pitches last inning to get through, but you start seeing that slider and that changeup early in counts, finishing off with fastballs, it's awfully tough.
Will Benson. So first pitch strike. Benson walked his first time. Luis has struck out 3, walked 1. No runs, 3 hits. Stranded 4.
The slider on both sides of the plate as well.
Cleveland 33-27 home record. That's hit right to Ty France. Going to be a foot race. He just got there. Wow. 2 down. Good hustle by young Benson.
This is what he needs right here. Luis Castillo have a quick inning, already 2 outs. Look at Ty France. He had a nice pick early in this game. Just timing that ball. That ball was hit hard too from Will Benson. Luis Castillo getting over there plenty of time. I think for Luis Castillo as well, you talk about the changeup and slider as the secondary pitches. When you look at the vertical and horizontal movement, yes, they are above average, but it's the combination. I think with that changeup, when you have the combination of that vertical, horizontal, no one has the same kind of combo. And on top of that, having the arsenal where everything is elite. That's how he gets to that situation where he can just mow guys down 97 with movement at the top of the strike zone, just like that.
That was a get off the plate fastball for a strike. Stephen Kwan. That's why it's so impressive that Jerry Dipoto and company were able to make the move to acquire him. The Yankees were hot after him.
A lot of competition. Yeah.
Way hot for him.
Remember too, we were talking about this a lot. Talking about trying to get bats as well. That was going to be the big priority, and all of a sudden Luis Castillo. Man, what an upgrade.
Hopefully it's something to kick the Mariners over the top. 0-2 here to Kwan.
Yeah, it just gives you that feeling too with Luis Castillo one night, Robbie Ray the next. Going into a series like this, you know it's going to be a tough matchup. Obviously, Cleveland Guardians are doing all kinds of things, but start matching guys up in the postseason. Doesn't get better than that 1-2 punch.
Mitch Shandiger, a couple RBI doubles. Cal Raleigh a home run accounting for the Mariner runs in the first 2 innings. And Luis Castillo, boys, I got it from here. 2 out. Here in the 5th, nobody on. Rick Pez, Sandy Alomar Jr., first base coach.
Yeah, he's right around that 75 pitch mark where he just empties the tank.
Sandy Alomar, great playing career here in Cleveland. Put it in play. Gino knows he's got to hurry. On the run. Safe. Quan Kidd's a good leadoff guy.
Really is. 300 batting average. Huge contact percentage. Eugenio Suarez is how much faster you can come in on that ball. Don't have time to set your feet. Good throw. Good stretch from Ty France too, but just too much speed down the line.
There's been a challenge. Somewhere Rod Carew is watching that young man slap the ball the other way and then run like the Dickens.
Right. Yeah, he's playing in a different era, what his skill set provides, but
good stuff. Remember, he began the season when he didn't. There was no swing and misses for like the first 30 or 40 at bats.
It was insane. Yeah, it's crazy.
Good luck matching that accomplishment. I don't blame Scatford. going after this one.
Oh, looks like he might have him here.
Good running throw by Gino.
Another chance. Mick delivery, Super Mo.
Man,
Looks like that's close, but it looks like got in the back of Ty's glove right before that foot planted. Ooh, might have him.
Yeah, by a frame.
Is there enough to overturn this? You have to all that evidence to overturn it. Man. This would be a big out if this gets overturned. In that 6th inning.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Seattle will lose their challenge.
Andy Bissell told him to give a run at it, and as a matter, it looked like it was just nanoseconds that he beat it out. Challenges, 2 out base runner. Bring up Amed Rosario.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that if they called that out initially, probably would have standed as well. The call would have stood as well, but you have to have enough to overturn it.
So here's Rosario, grounded out to second. He took Julio to the wall in center field. He's 0 for 2. And Ramirez on deck. He's loving out to get out of this inning right here.
It's a big situation in this inning. Remember, Jose Ramirez is on deck.
Yeah.
Lethal with runners in scoring position.
No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Cleveland. He struck out 3, walked 1. And he is behind here 2-0. A pretty good hitter, Rosario. Ed Rosario. Close, 3-0. Do not want to bring Ramirez to the plate. With tying runs aboard, there's what Rosario has done. Of course, runner's not in scoring position right now, but just so you know, 360. Pretty good at moving guys around. Big 3-0 pitch from Luis. Back with a strike. I'd say a rather impactful pitch coming our way right here.
Really is, and it's not a situation you can't pitch around him, obviously. Talked about that Jose Ramirez on deck circle. Have to go at him. Plus, you have the stuff to do it, though. Luis Castillo.
High target, and he gets the foul ball. So back to gets it to a full count.
That was that one chance. You always talk about the one pitch you get per at bat when you're facing the game's best. And that was it right there, that fastball middle. You are not going to get another better pitch to hit than that 3-1 fastball.
Huge pitch here in the 5th inning. Mariners a 3-0 lead, a man aboard, 2 outs. The 3-2 runner goes. Hit it to Frazier, makes the play, inning over. Well done. Luis Castillo pitches out of trouble, keeps it a 3-0 Seattle lead.
Hashtag where I root as we catch up with Mariner fans, including Beth, who is in Cleveland cheering on the Mariners following the club on the road, and Tedford. The boys took the dad to Detroit and Cleveland, see the M's and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his 70th birthday. Just a kid. Let's send it back to Cleveland.
Just a kid. Thanks, Tom. Carlos Santana leads off top 6. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Santana, Frazier, and Raleigh. Carlos 0 for 2, strikeout, reached on a fielder's choice. Ryan Shaw continues, 2nd inning of work. Which to 1, 2, 3, 5th.
That's where that bullpen has to get thinned out a little bit. Brian Shaw in his 2nd inning of work. Only the first game of this series. That's what happens when your starter only goes 2 innings.
Just tuning in, glad you've done so. Mitch Haniger, RBI double in the first and second inning. Home run by Cal Raleigh in the second inning. Low line drive, just a mash shot into the right field stands, lower stands. 20th home run, now third Mariner catcher in franchise history after Zunino and Narvaez to have a 20 home run season. That was a good count, 3-1. This Cal. Base runner. Start things off here for the Mariners in the sixth. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Except Adam Frazier. Glad you joined us here this evening. Dave Sims, Ryan Roland Smith in Cleveland. First of three. Boys over at Fox will have tomorrow's game. We'll be back with you Sunday here on Root Sports. Frazier fly to right, reached on a fielder's choice. He'll be followed by Cal Raleigh. Infield at double play depth for Cleveland. And that'll get into right center field. Hightailing it to third is Santana. Nice job, Adam Frazier. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the sixth. Now it's time for a look at the Northwest Symphony Silverado drive of the game. Look at this baby. This thing got cranked.
Ball was crushed on the line too. Surprised I had enough airtime to get over the wall, but man, he crushed that. First pitch of the at bat, getting into the 20s on that home run tally for Cal Raleigh.
Got a runner at third, nobody out. Got to get that runner in. I've been saying that since day one in baseball, and it never goes out of style.
It's that bottom of the order that we were talking about. Spring training, even back in the offseason. Trying to acquire. You got Adam Frazier, who's picked it up so much more consistent in the second half. Obviously, that contact percentage hasn't changed, but just hitting balls harder all over the place. Cal Raleigh obviously picking up the huge second half, and JP hitting ninth.
Home run and a ground out to short. It's Cal's night so far. That's gonna get it done. Look at this baby. High, far, deep, gone. A 3-run shot by Cal Raleigh, and the Mariners have a 6-0 lead. A 2-home run night for the Mariner catcher.
And this time off the curveball from Ryan Shaw. This ball was absolutely crushed, middle of the plate. 0-1 pitch trying to sneak that ball by Cal Raleigh. Made him pay. This ball just sitting up in the strike zone. Man, look at that. 108 exit velo. For all about getting in a good position to hit and be on time.
Thing of beauty. 2 home run, 4 RBI night for Cal. 21 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Big fella. 6-0 Seattle.
Man, that swing from the left side looks good. He talked about just being comfortable, getting that foot into that low position, getting on time. Go back to that series against the Mets. Remember, he hit that ball into right center, and all of a sudden, that ball was crushed. You could tell there was something different about Cal Raleigh coming back from that stint in AAA, full of confidence.
424 on the distance. It's hit 470. I'd have bought that too. Man, it feels nice picture watching that thing leave. Another home run night for the Mariners. 2 home runs tonight. They've been on a home run tear. So now that is 14 home runs the last 6 games. 27 home runs the last 16 games.
And doing it with runners on too.
Yes.
I went through a stretch there where you talk about that second half, nearly half the runs via the long ball, but a lot of solo shots. All of a sudden now there's base runners all over the place.
Look at that, 59-13 with scoring 4 or more. Flipped that record pretty much. They score fewer than 4. So 4 is definitely the magic number. Keep that in mind. This is game number 132. Keep that in mind as we go forward throughout the rest of this month and into the first, what is it, October 5, the last day of the regular season.
And you're feeling pretty comfortable about a 3-0 lead with Luis Castillo on the other side of this game. But, man, 6-0.
Feeling a little chesty, huh?
Yeah.
When he's pitching, I think you're allowed.
He has been so impressive since coming over from the Reds. And you can talk about the stuff all you want from Luis Castillo, but just the composure, just the presence when he's on the ropes. So that last inning.
My neighborhood, they call it Tude. He's got the attitude. 2-2 to JP. Two ball to Nelly. Flips to Shaw. Back to the top of the order in Julio. On Saturday, September 10, first 20,000 fans can pick up a Dan Wilson Funko Pop collectible with 1,000 scoring a Navy version and 6 fans being selected during the game for a limited edition Silver Pop. Now, there are less than 5,000 tickets remaining, so hurry up and get your seats at mariners.com/promotions. Don't forget, a lot of tickets, not a lot, but a good number of tickets still available for the White Sox series coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll take a break, pitching change, back with more 6-0 Mariners. Medicine, the only health system in Washington that directly connects care to a research and learning powerhouse. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealers, visit steeldealers.com. Lovely evening over Cleveland. You gotta love that number right there. How about hitting start tonight? 2 of them, actually. Mitch Haniger, a couple of RBI doubles, and Cal Raleigh has 2 home runs, a solo blast, and a 3-run shot.
Eli Morgan, 39 games for the Cleveland Guardians. You're going to see fastball, good changeup, and a slider. There's that changeup around 30% of the time. Fastball, low 90s fastball.
Brian Shaw is dismissed. Julio has scored twice on the Haniger doubles. He's also struck out. Julio in the Detroit series, 3 for 11 on RBI and a home run.
Yeah, he's starting to get going too, which is a good time for it. Hit that slider from Eduardo Rodriguez back in Detroit, absolutely crushed it.
So we got a 2-2 count to Julio. Eli Morgan out of Rancho Palos Verdes in California. Went to Gonzaga. 8th round pick of Cleveland back in 2017. Second year in the bigs. 5-7 last year in a 5.34 ERA. And Julio caught looking.
Tough pitch on the black, that fastball. Take a look at the EQC tracer. Some of the strike zone. Really nothing you can do with that pitch.
Pitch. 2 outs. Inning started with Carlos Santana working a walk on a 3-1 pitch. Adam Frazier singled him to third. And on 1 pitch, Cal Raleigh took it for a ride. A 3-run shot. There's a slicing drive to the gap right center field. Ty France doing it. Ty France does a double to right center field. Comes with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Starting to spray the ball all over the field with authority too. He's got some pop to right field. So when he was struggling, he was pulling off every pitch, chasing pitches out of the strike zone. Look at this, letting that ball get on him. Backspinning that ball to right center field. It's a good sign.
So much fun to watch him. He is on point. Haniger's going to be the 7th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. The 2nd inning RBI double came with 2 outs. Full caught in between right there.
That's that good changeup, 84 miles an hour.
Morgan comes in with 2.1 ERA in his 39 games. There's Mitch Haniger's numbers. Great start to a series here by the Mariners. It's a good Cleveland ball club. Started the day a 1-game lead over Minnesota in the Central Division. Look out. 2-1. Cal Raleigh, big night. Two and one here to Mitch.
Mitch seeing that pitch from a mile away. Faced Morgan back in Seattle, base hit. First pitch of the at bat.
That last pitch, Morgan was trying to avoid him at all costs. Mitch can go to town here. 3-1, 3-1 pitch. Center field. Pretty deep. Taking Benson to the track. That'll do it. 3-run homer by Cal Raleigh's taking it to a 6-0 lead. Now it's time for this Snoqualmie Casino Hybrid Challenge, which both of you think will win. Now for our Discover matchup, and one of the real big stars in Major League Baseball, this guy right here, Jose Ramirez. Look at his month of August. 72 with 5 homers, 22 runs batted in, 13 runs for an OPS of 791. How big was that out to get Rosario to ground out to second with a man aboard? You did not want to face this guy. Chance of him leaving the yard and knocking in a couple of runs. First pitch strike. Luis Castillo has held Ramirez quiet this evening. A fly to center and a strikeout.
Yeah, man, one of the best hitters in the game. Looks silly on that changeup. That strikeout last time we faced him. But you mentioned it too. Yeah, the at bat to finish that inning in the 5th. Falls back 3-0. Able to come back. He challenged on one pitch, but just so tough.
Two-one pitch. It's hard to foul. 2-2 to be Ramirez, Naylor, and Jimenez. Coming up so far tonight, Luis Castillo struck out 3, walked 1. The walk back in the 3rd did not hurt him. 3 strikeouts have been swinging. Toughest team in the American League to strike out. Here's a 2-2.
Luis going 97, top of the strike zone. See a ton of that late in the count.
It's number 88 for Luis. He hits this pretty well, but Haniger is on the track to make the play. And there's one out here in the home 6th. And now, quick word from Seattle Cancer Care Alliance Proton Therapy Center.
I found out I had prostate cancer on opening day 2017. I had a friend who had prostate cancer, and I saw the side effects he was going through, and I just thought there had to be a better way. It was much easier than I ever thought possible. If I had to recommend proton therapy, I absolutely would.
Shout out to Rick Griffin watching in Montana. wife Rachel. They're doing well. Good to see Rick from a distance. Each row weekend last weekend. There's Naylor. Josh tonight. Little bleeder through the beating the shift left side, and then he went up the middle. A hard hit ball, and this time JP about a step or two off covering up the middle against Naylor. Naylor's the guy I was telling you about last night. Had a hat trick in 38 seconds. Now, he was 12 years old, and he was the biggest kid on the ice.
He was that big as you see right now. He was an early bloomer.
Talking to him last week. From Toronto suburb was Cal Raleigh. A big bite out of him there. But 3 goals. I don't care what level. 3 goals in 38 seconds. I said, dude, really? I said, you had to have been like a moose. And he said, oh, there's ridiculous. I had every parent in the neighborhood hating him.
Just a big kid on skates. Just dropping shoulders into the other kids, other 12-year-olds. Fully grown at 12.
All 2 strikes. Naylor, cleanup man for the Guardians. Guardians haven't scored a run since the 5th inning Tuesday in a 5-1 loss to the Orioles. Strike 3 called. Luis, his 4th strikeout. 2 down, 6th inning.
A backdoor slider this time. Looked like he missed his spot, but that doesn't matter. When your stuff is this good, you can move around the plate. I mentioned too, Naylor with the 2 hits, the 2 singles, getting the punch out this time. This is where the best in the game are at their best. That last little part of that pitch count. You see him roll into 92 pitches. We know he can go well above 100.
Oh yeah.
Done that half the time. Half his outings are going 100 plus.
Time last week against Cleveland, 115 pitches, 85 strikes.
Like it was nothing too.
Right, 6th inning, and that was with a whole bunch of foul balls in the first 2 innings.
10 strikeouts.
JP, good effort, can't get it. 2-out single. Two-out base runner here in the 6th, in print and online at SeattleTimes.com. Seattle Times delivers deep sports coverage to your home, desktop, phone, or tablet. Make the most of this season. Visit SeattleTimes.com/subscribe. Sign up now.
Look at that pitch count too. He's at 94 pitches, no movement in the bullpen at all.
What game was that? I think that was the Yankee game. 1-0. It was a no decision. I think that was the game. Just driving home, listening to Scott Service, listening to you and Shannon on the post game. And Scott Service says, if you think I was going out to get hit at that point, you're out of your mind.
No chance. A bit of movement right now. I think it's Matt Fester warming up.
Bouncing ball. JP, air it out. Picks up out number 3 in the 6th. The runner stranded. Mariner pitching 18 scoreless innings, 20 of the last 21. They're rolling at 6-0 Mariners. Home Street Bank, rated one of America's best small banks in 2022 by Newsweek. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And by your Puget Sound Acura dealers. Check out the reimagined 2023 Acura Integra. Beautiful night here in Cleveland, down to 75 degrees. Partly cloudy skies when we started out. It's been all about Mariner offense and pitching as Gino goes the other way. A line drive, and it's run down out there by Oscar Gonzalez. During the commercial break, Luis Castillo in the dugout with the fellas getting out of boys. High fives from Manning. Cal Raleigh, big part of this game. 2 home runs, a solo blast, and a 3-run shot. Tony Arnerich.
Yeah, I think too you can. The fact it's 6-0, Cal Raleigh hits that ball out of the ballpark. That's why you can ease up on that pitch count. 96 pitches for Luis Castillo, give him more of a breather. Yeah, that's that time where you can sit him, cut him short a little bit. Guarantee if it's 3-0, probably still in this game.
Oh, no doubt. My friends in the NFL would say stud.
Yeah.
Stud. Center field. This will be Benson. They've added 2 outs here, but I want to get your thoughts on what Cal Raleigh has done swinging the bat.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I have just loved his approach up at the plate. You know, we've seen the ability for him to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's got 2 here tonight, but just his patience up at the plate has really kind of surprised me.
When you're swinging the bat like that, Dave, what does that do for your confidence behind the plate? Does it cross over?
Well, the beautiful thing is, as a catcher, when you're putting the fingers down like he's doing tonight with Luis Castillo on the mound, and then you have the ability to add something offensively, there's just nothing better for a catcher, that feeling that you're leading the team on the field defensively, and then you're actually contributing offensively as well.
And his leadership is really, we've pinpointed it a few times, some instances, I think back to that game with Matt Brash one time. And we've seen him multiple times since then. He's really done a good job leading the way.
Well, the one thing I like about Cal is he's not like that rah-rah guy. Like he leads quietly, but he clearly leads when he's back behind the plate, right? He's not the kind of guy that's trying to draw a lot of attention to himself. And he's truly back there trying to make the best of the guys that are on the mound day in and day out. And I just think he's just going to keep continuing to get better.
All right, Val, thanks so much. Catch you and Angie on Mariners post game. Right now the Mariners, we go bottom 7 here at Cleveland. It's all Mariners, 6-0. To education. Cleveland, Ohio. 6-0 lead for the Mariners. And Luis Castillo turned in an outstanding effort tonight.
He was absolutely filthy. We've seen plenty of this. That fastball, ton of fastballs early in the game. A lot of contact too, a lot of ground balls. And all of a sudden, starts dialing up that changeup and slider early in the count. Changes the timing. Just cool as a cucumber on the ropes and didn't bend at all. Smiles, having too much fun. Luis Castillo, look at this, 6 innings, 5 hits, only 4 strikeouts. Again, this is the toughest team to strike out in Major League Baseball. 96 pitches too. We talked about this. This is the chance for Scott Servais. He doesn't have to push him deep into that pitch count, push him into that threshold. Can take his foot off because of the 6-0 score.
And Beacon Plumbing call to the pen. Scott Servais can afford to work with that with the lead because he can bring in guys like the Diesel.
The Diesel, the nickname we learned today too. I love it. Diego Castillo. Heard his nickname is Diesel. How good has he been all year? How consistent that slider has been. It's been filthy. 8 games in the month of August, scoreless. So good to see. That bullpen is so deep. He's a big part of it.
That whole turnaround, he can pretty much chart it going back to that series at the Mets. Man, his whole season turned around.
Yeah, that game, I remember. Do you pitch around this guy? There was an intentional walk facing Pete Alonso. That's right. That was a big moment.
Richie Palacios rips one down the right field line into the corner. Haniger will dig it out. Palacios, he will shut it down with the leadoff double.
Now, one thing to pay attention to for Diego Castillo is that slider. It hasn't got that big break. There is times where it'll sit up in the strike zone. I mean, this is straight ambush. But late in counts more so. That slider can get him into trouble. Not a whole lot of times this year. Not lately. Dave, did you get an explanation on the nickname Diesel?
We will get it tomorrow, but given his build and the way he can throw, and he can throw and throw and throw for a long time, I think it's kind of obvious. But yeah, I'm sure. I'd like to know who pinned
came up with it.
Castillo leading into Castillo. There's Austin Hedges. Note on the bullpen for the Mariners since June 21. Mariner bullpen 17-7, 23 saves, 2.44 ERA, 70 walks, 229 strikeouts. Yikes. Hanging up. Here comes Julio. One out, one on. Make sure you scan the QR code on the screen for Mariners Value Game tickets. That's $10 view, $20 main, $30 Terrace Club seats. Next Value games are coming up Monday and Tuesday against the White Sox. Just scan the QR code on the screen or go to mariners.com/value to secure your seats. Mariners' best record in the American League since 21 June at 44-19. One out runner at second. Brings up Will Benson. Batting in the 9 hole, and then a turnover again to Stephen Kwan.
Castillo throwing 97, but you see that slider over 60% of the time. Righties and lefties. It's a huge key for him. He's got that pitch working.
Center field. Julio's not going to be able to get that. Stopping on throw out a wild. That's the worst throw from Julio this season. Missed everything. Play at the plate, no play at the plate, and a run scores. It looks like Cal might be hurt. He is hurt.
Man, diving out for that ball. Got his wrist. See the throw. Gone wild here. You see the velo from Julio has an elite arm.
It was way off target.
Way off target, yeah, like you said.
And that stretch right there might have pulled a groin or something.
KT, the trainer, out, checking it out. Looks like maybe the wrist too. Maybe the glove got caught underneath his wrist.
That could happen. Yeah, you bet. That's a good point.
He's good.
Let's hope so. It was just a momentary stun job here. Now he's going to walk off. What do we have? Pitch cover. Dropped his pitch cover. So the Indians are on the board for the first time since the 5th inning Tuesday in a 5-1 win over the Orioles, and it ends the Mariner scoreless run, holding opposition scoreless for, let's see, that turned out to be 18 1/3 consecutive. Top of the order, here's Kwan. So an RBI to Benson. He takes second on an E8.
You're going to see more fastballs here. We talked about that slider. That pitch has been hanging up in the strike zone. That last base hit from Benson was a hanging slider. Again, so much hinges on that feel for that slider from Diego Castillo. Yeah, you can see Cal Raleigh moving a little slower right now.
Julio had plenty on the throw, but it was 10-15 feet wide of the plate. Missed the cutoff man, missed Cal, missed the backup of Castillo. Ball 2 to Kwan. Kwan with an infield hit last time up. He's 1 for 3. 21,923 on hand. We saw a very interesting headline on one of the websites here in Cleveland, Ryan, where it said the Indians lead the division by a game, and does anybody in Cleveland know about it? They have not. You would think they would be really hot and heavy on this ball club right now, but not the case.
Yeah, Friday night facing the Seattle Mariners. Big matchup. I think too, you go back and again from a national standpoint, we talked about it too, Cleveland Guardians, they weren't in the conversation. Everyone was hot and heavy on the Chicago White Sox, who were coming to town this next homestand. Really talented team. They've slid off a little bit, but Guardians out in front on that in that central.
There's Winker settling under it. Second will hold. There's 2 outs.
Talk about big moments too, and for Luis Castillo, the starter tonight, going 6 innings. When you go back to that 5th inning now, sometimes there's certain at-bats which will define your outing. Look at this, he goes 3-0 against Rosario. He's got Jose Ramirez on deck, and all of a sudden he gets 3-1. Then he challenges him 3-2. And then all of a sudden he's back in the count, and that's what the best in the business do. They get those big outs. Did not give in at all. See Rosario just an emergency hack down to second, hit the ball down to second base, but huge, biggest out of the night. It could have been in a tough spot with Jose Ramirez coming up.
Here's Ahmed Rosario. He is 0 for 3. First pitch strike. 2 outs, runner at second.
You see Diego Castillo get to 2 strikes, take an extra breath, and just bury one of those sliders of his. Get that confidence to the roof for that next outing.
1-1. Chandigar's driven in 2 runs, 4 runs driven in by Cal Raleigh. Mitch with back-to-back RBI doubles first inning and second inning. Cal with solo home run second inning. And a 3-run shot in the 6th, accounting for the Mariners' 6 runs.
It's a big reason too, Dave, why that position, being a relief pitcher, is so volatile, because you don't get a chance to really work in the bullpen on certain pitches. So for Diego Castillo, he's into this game, and all of a sudden that slider doesn't feel quite right, and the game's speeding up. You have time to work on anything. Guess what? Next night you're going to be ready to roll. Get right back out there in a tough situation. So it can be so difficult, and all of a sudden you can steamroll in the other direction.
1-2 pitch. Ground ball to JP. That retires the side here in the 7th. The Guardians get on the board. Will Benson with an RBI. 6-1 Mariners. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet only from Xfinity. And by Jack in the Box, spicy chicken strips are back at Jack in the Box for a limited time, starting at just $5.49. Good start to this 3-game series for the Mariners here in Cleveland. 6-1 as we go top 8.
On the mound for the Guardians, Kirk McCarty, lefty. He's got a 6 ERA, 22 innings pitched. Fastball, slider.
McCarty brought up along with Xavier Curry from AAA Columbus, with Savali and Plesac going down with injuries.
And he struggled in those 7 appearances. Really the fastball too. Opponents hitting 324 off that fastball. 90-93.
Kirk McCarty, 4th man out of the pen tonight for Terry Francona. Adam Frazier leads off. Frazier with a base hit and a run scored back in the 6th. 1 for 3 night. Pounds this one right to Jimenez. 1 out. Check in with Tom Glasgow. Tom.
All right, David from Ford Sports Desk. We're going to shift gears briefly, talk a little college football with the season kicking into gear tomorrow. Can you believe it? And it includes Kalen DeBoer making his Husky head coaching debut against Kent State. Also in the Pac-12 tomorrow, the Cougars home against Idaho. Oregon State also at home to face Boise State. Oregon with a tough one against number 3 Georgia in Atlanta. Let's get you back to Cleveland.
Good schedule. Love overlap season. There's Cal Raleigh. What a night. Home run first inning, ground out in the 3rd, and a 3-run homer. Right center field in the 6th.
And still some good swings after that little potential injury we saw him when Julio Rodriguez threw that ball away. To hold your breath there for a minute.
Yeah.
Another guy you want to lose.
No, not now. Not anytime, but he is rolling. Important part of the season, and that bat at the bottom of the lineup will be huge. Here's shortstop Rosario. Throws him out. And 2 down. Here in the top of the 8th. Tired of your home office? Well, bring your laptop to the Hit It Here Cafe Wednesday, September 7th. Work from the ballpark with this ticket special presented by GeekWire you get a seat and lunch for $50 as the Mariners take on the White Sox at 1:10. So get your tickets at mariners.com/remote. I like that. Very cool. J.P. Crawford, strike one. J.P. a strikeout, ground out to second, a ground out to first. Blue Jays are leading. The A's have tied it up against the O's.
JP took foul ball off the face.
And getting no help from the Yankees. Tough guy.
You see JP missing some of those games from that pec injury. Knew it was bugging him because he's a guy who does not like to sit out. Ooh, off the knee, off the chin.
Taylor Bennett got out there quickly along with the skip.
And you see that when you're pitching. You just want to get that ball back quick and start throwing, knowing that something's throbbing.
And repeat that the previous pitch. 2-2, 2 out, nobody on. Top 8. 6 runs, 7 hits, an error for the Mariners. They've stranded 6. Run on 7 hits, 2 errors for Cleveland. Stranded 7. Three and 2 here to JP. And his 2-out walk. There's Julio a shot.
It's a tough matchup. McCarty with that hard slider. The slider's around 89-90. Breaking away from JP. Good at bat right there. Especially after taking one off the chin. And Julio another chance.
Looking for Julio to be aggressive here, maybe early in the count. When you say, Ryan, struck out swinging in the 4th, looking in the 6th. His last 2 at bats after opening up the base hit to left and reaching on an error.
Yeah, hunt that fastball too. It's that pitch that's been getting crushed. Every time McCarty gets a chance to pitch here in the big leagues, I mentioned getting called back up. Slider, 90.
It's doing just what you're talking about. 21,923 this Friday evening. Robbie Ray will be going tomorrow for the Mariners. Ooh, what a save by Hedges. Well above average. Ground ball to third. Ramirez charging. Goes on the run. When we come back, it'll be Ramirez, Naylor, and Jimenez. 3-4-5 coming up for Cleveland. 6-1 Mariners. Cascades with 18 stops along the corridor. You've got lots of destinations to enjoy. So plan your getaway. Grab tickets at AmtrakCascades.com. And by the Washington State Department of Revenue, returning unclaimed cash to Washingtonians. Visit claimyourcash.org. Nice evening here in Cleveland. Dave Sims, Ryan Rowland-Smith with you. Bottom 8 and all Mariners. And a new pitcher for the Mariners as we go to the outstanding bullpen. Here's Matt Festa.
Yeah, Matt Festa having a good year, 3.6. Yeah, right. A couple good outings too against these Cleveland Guardians back at home. First time on this road trip we've seen him. You see that fastball slider around 50-50 usage. So 51 strikeouts in 40 innings.
Just tuning in, Luis Castillo turned in a beauty. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, and 96 pitches. Diego Castillo, 1 inning, 2 hits, a run. And now Festa faces the heart of the order. Here's Ramirez.
It's important too. I know it's a 5-run buffer of a lead for the Mariners, but you don't want to get in any trouble and all of a sudden have to start using some of those back-end guys in your bullpen.
Sawed him off right there. Here comes Haniger going out, and as Frazier yielded to Mitch. Big out.
This goes to show how deep this Mariners bullpen is.
Yeah, and also how deep Mitch was too on that play. A long run. Yeah, this bullpen is talking about some of the numbers early, man. They're good, really good.
In fact, you got a guy like Matt Festa putting up the year he is. He's still fighting his way to get innings, meaningful innings. You're talking Matt Brash has all of a sudden excelled as being one of the elite arms out of that pen. Obviously Castillo, we just saw him. Sewald.
Munoz throwing 103.
Eric Swanson.
Almost unhittable these days, Eric Swanson.
Oh, that split finger, man. It's amazing when you work on a new pitch. He came to the big leagues as a starting pitcher, and all of a sudden had to come up with something and say, hey, let's try this split. And you mentioned too, a fastball at the top of the strike zone. 93, 94, looks like it's 100.
There's a good matchup for Sunday up the middle. I got to play perfectly this time, Gino. Right there, a little high, safe. Throw took Ty off the bag.
You see J.P. Crawford pretty much routine. Ball taking kind of a funky bounce. Taking another look at this. See the spin on that ball too.
Oh man, that's a lot of spin.
Sorry, Eugenio Suarez. He kind of took it out of his glove. Probably lost that grip on it.
Yeah, I mean that thing took a left turn getting to him.
Yeah, you can see him just trying to get a good grip on that ball, trying to get that four seams.
Crew chief review. Mariners asked them to take a look. Crew chief James Horner is at third base tonight. Yeah, that thing really took a left-hand turn. Wow.
See Ty France, if he gets that foot back on the bag. That's a nailer too. Sitting down the line.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is out.
Ooh, okay.
That's a big out too. McDelivery Superman. Not quite seeing it on that play from Ty France, but man, that is a big overturn. I know they got a 5-run lead, but we talked about this. The fact that you want that bullpen to stay intact for Saturday, Sunday. Make sure those guys are rested. You don't want to run through your bullpen all of a sudden if Matt Festa gets in any kind of trouble here in the 8th.
Two outs, 8th inning. Andres Jimenez bounced into a double play, hit by a pitch. But you pretty much volunteered if you're just joining us. He had a pitch come inside. He took his bottom hand off the bat and stuck it out, and they got hit. I can't challenge that via review. But it's been a while since I've seen something like that. Base hit to left in the 6th.
Yeah, I guarantee the umpiring crew take another look at that after the game. I mean, that pitch was on the plate. You can see that from the EQC trace that ball was over the plate. It's kind of sticking that hand out. Festa quickly 0-2, trying to have a quick inning, only 6 pitches into this.
He's got to be loving this. The infield now rotates a little more to the right. Sawed him off. Ty thought about going there. Matt beats him. Nice play. Well done. Very quick. 1, 2, 3, 8. To the 9th inning we go. It's 6-1 Mariners. From the West Coast to the world. Earn and redeem miles to over 1,000 destinations with our One World Alliance members. And by your Western Washington Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Moon up above in the upper right hand portion of your screen. Most important detail, the 6-1 Mariner lead, top 9. Dave Sims, Ryan Roland Smith, Jen Mueller, post game, Root Sports crew. Ty France. double right center field last time up. A 1-for-3 night with a walk. Guy's 20th double of the season. Check swing. It'll be Ty, Mitch Haniger, and Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, there's been threats up and down this lineup. Cal Raleigh.
What a night, huh?
What a night. Hitting in that 8th hole. Adam Frazier checks in with a hit. JP reach base.
Raleigh with a second inning solo home run. 3-run blast in the 6th. You got money's worth on both home runs, folks. You'll see him in a postgame show. It was fun to watch. Mitch Haniger got it started first inning with an RBI double. Came back with another one in the second as Ty goes down swinging.
The Mariners took advantage of Cody Morris making his MLB debut. Only able to go 2 innings. Got stuck into that bullpen. Behind Luis Castillo as well. 6 solid innings from him.
Story started with Cleveland with Zach Plesac, his 5th metatarsal. And shelved him, and that's not a good time. Not good timing for the Guardians. Good night for Mitch here. Ground ball to the shortstop Rosario. 2 outs. And you think if Festa comes back for the 9th, given they only threw, what, 8-9 pitches? Should be interesting. Fireworks show fit for September. Don't miss Earth, Wind, and Fireworks Night, presented by T-Mobile. It's coming up Friday, September 9. Reigning champion Braves will be in town. It features classics like Let's Groove, Boogie Wonderland, and, of course, September. Pick up your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. Look for Matt?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he only threw 7 pitches. And that's exactly what we're talking about. How much that, not only obviously having a quick inning, only throwing seven pitches, but just saving that bullpen. There's going to be situations throughout this series and going into that White Sox series.
That's a heck of a homestand coming up.
Really is. And that's one thing, too, with this team down the stretch. Won 90 games last year. Getting to that last weekend. Paul Sewald and the back end of that bullpen were just absolutely running on fumes. And that's really been the difference this year. Having that depth, having a guy like Matt Festa who has got a 3.6, really consistent. He's not even up there with the back end guys. You're talking about sitting behind Sewald, Castillo, Swanson, Munoz.
Good looking breaking ball, 2-2. Well, Festa, he's still in the dugout. Nobody's heating up, so good sign. Naylor taking a look. Got a play, and he makes it. And let's go 1, 2, 3. Coming up for Cleveland, the 6, 7, and 8 guys in the order against Matt Festa. Looking to lock it down at 6-1 Mariners.
On the American League Wild Card playoff race, that would include the Baltimore Orioles, currently on the outside looking in. They feel like they're not going to be denied this year. They get a 5-2 victory tonight over the Oakland A's. They are trying to catch the 3rd place team in the wild card, the Blue Jays, who currently have a 4-0 lead in Pittsburgh. So with that, let's get you back to Cleveland.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. There's your wild card look. Orioles, my goodness. Mariners finished with them, and I thought they were, call a bus, call a truck, pack up, let's go home. Not quite the case. Oscar Gonzalez leads off, the big right fielder, followed by Richie Palacios and Austin Hedges.
We pulled into Cleveland last night too, and the Orioles were here still playing the Guardians. Glance out of that scoreboard as we're passing the stadium, and they're up. And you're just like, again?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Rays lead the Yankees 3-0, bottom 8. At Festa, 7 pitches, 3 outs. Gonna reach out and touch. Base hit here. And an 0-2 pitch by Gonzalez. Game 2 of this series coming up on Fox tomorrow. Ray against Curry. We're back here on Root on Sunday. Kirby against Quantrill. Robbie Ray, really good year.
Yeah, he has been stellar of late. That one little hiccup, had 6 starts where he figured it all out. A little hiccup a couple times against the Astros. And then it's just been nothing but lights out, swing and miss rate through the roof.
Robbie coming in with an 11-8 record of 3.58 ERA. Be his second go against the Guardians. Yeah, 7 hits, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs. Last time he faced him. Palacios found one back. Got a double down the right field line. First pitch thrown by Diego Castillo back in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 3 with 1 scored. Mariners have turned 1 double play. And they're positioned to do another one. That Festa. One of the things that these guys
getting
got a break, but
yeah,
they pound the zone, don't they?
For sure, and getting some help on that pitch. But one pattern you see with Matt Festa right now, 0-2, literally every hitter. It's a big key for him, just getting ahead in the count. You don't need the fastball slider, there's 2 options. It's only hitting 156 off that fastball.
1-2 from Matt. 2-2. On deck hitter, Austin Hedges, the catcher.
This is the situation too from Matt Festa. You got a 5-run lead. Trying to make a big pitch. Just don't give in this situation. It's an aggressive team. They're going to be swinging. Seen that from Palacios, swinging early and often.
And on his hands, fouled it off.
So you try and just bury that slider again, just swing right over this pitch.
Tyler Freeman's on deck. He'll pinch hit for Hedges. 2-2. Runner at first.
Tried to. There's that slider. Just tried to do too much with it. A little side spin out the side of his hand.
Full count here to Palacios. Time's called.
Andres Munoz warming up this Mariners bullpen.
Hopefully he can save him for tomorrow. 3-2 pitch from Matt. Fouled off.
That's where you got to be comfortable too. Feeling like you can execute with that slider. He's been missing that pitch. Letting that pitch hang a little bit, but stand within yourself. That slider below the strike zone.
Ooh, got a break there, just went foul.
See in this situation, he's not going to get a fastball by Palacios, but it's a confidence thing. You got to be confident knowing 3-2. You don't want to walk.
No.
Guy with speed. All of a sudden get something going with none out here in the 9th inning.
Do it again at 3-2.
You know when a guy's feeling good with that slider too. He would have thrown that 4 pitches ago.
Pitch number 10 here. Slow roller. There's 1. Do they get 2? Yes, sir.
Big double play. Big double play right there. And you see that pitch count start to rack up. 20 pitches. Palacios is all over that fastball, able to get him to hit a ball on the ground. See Adam Frazier, good turn right here. JP has to hurry the throw. Big double play here in the 9th inning.
DJ Rayburn made it add a little drama there with that delayed call. 2 outs. Freeman pinch hitting. Tyler Freeman. Looking number right there.
There's that slider. That's that pitch. Throw another one.
Way ahead 0-2. Mariners are running the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the sixth. 6-1 lead. 1-2 pitch from Matt Festa. Foul back.
So you got to tell yourself, look, to that same pitch he laid off 2 pitches ago, if I can execute, if I can get on top of that ball, I'm going to get that swing and miss. Finish this night out. Save that bullpen.
Ball 2 strikes. And the pitch. Oh!
EQC Trace does that this pitch outside the strike zone, but well executed on the black.
Ooh, Cal, quick hand, huh?
Let's go, Jim Wolf.
2-2. Pitch from Festa. Fought off. Tyler Freeman, backup infielder, shortstop by trade. Infield straight up, outfield straight up, not deep. Festa trying to put the finishing touches on this baby. 2-2 pitch. Into left center field, just out of the reach. J.P. Crawford. Sam Haggerty gets it back in. He took over and left for Jesse Winker.
Another big reason why that double play was so huge.
Oh, yeah.
This allows Scott Service to stay with Matt Festa right here. 27 pitches. Doesn't have to go to Andres Munoz, knowing there's 2 out. Only a runner on first, not in scoring position.
So Blue Jays pick up a W. Trying to get this final out. This will be Will Benson. Walk. Runner to second in difference. That continues to pump that strike zone. Off Cal, 0-2.
Again, quickly 0-2. About executing in those big counts. You see that from some of these younger pitchers. Getting on top of that slider and burying it.
Trying to put him away here, 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the Mariners win this game 6-1, the first of 3 here in Cleveland. They have now won 4 of 5 against the Guardians. Good one tonight. A lot of offense and outstanding pitching.
There's so much to talk about tonight. Cal Raleigh with a big night, blowing this game out in the 6th inning with his 2nd home run. Luis Castillo, easily 6 scoreless, only 94 pitches for him. See the jig in the middle of the infield. That's some happy infielders right here in this. Everything's rolling right now for this Mariners team.
Yes, indeed. 16 games beyond 500. They are playing outstanding baseball. Swept Detroit. So they've won 5 consecutive games. And they have won, what's that, 7 out of 8. It's pretty doggone good. 6-1 final for Ryan Rowland-Smith. I'm Dave Sims. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Mariners post-game starts right now with Angie and Dave Valley.
Takes one to know one. Dave Valley was watching Cal